Tyler Valencia here, president of KIPS. I'm here in the cave in Manhattan Beach, California with my good buddy Jason Dolby, president of Dolby Style Fitness and co-head instructor for OKC, Orange Kettlebell Club. Jason, how you doing today, big man?
I'm doing great, man. Welcome to the cave, brother. Right. Welcome to the cave.
So today, I got Jason here. We're gonna do some intro level kettlebell stuff. You know, kettlebells, there's kettlebell sport. You see personal trainers doing kettlebell. We're here we're gonna do a two-part series here. First, we're just gonna go over some basics. So hand grip, and then actually go through a kettlebell swing. We're actually gonna switch this view here. Jason's go in depth on it. So let's get after it.
All right. All right, so with kettlebell swings or kettlebell exercises in any way, shape, or form, if you're going to begin training, you want to train with an appropriate grip. And when I was first learning, a mistake that I made was always trying to get my hand way up under the handle, way up in there, and then I would kind of use the muscles of the forearm a little bit too much, and I would try to use really the palm, right? The palm of my hand. But the mistake is actually a two-part mistake when we hold with the palm of our hand like such. Now, one reason it's a mistake is just for the safety, right, and the health of your hand. When you get tired and you grip harder, and the bell is, whether you're doing swings or cleans, that handle is now grinding in the meat of your palm. So you can easily wear the skin down and tear, right? And then also too, the other part of the mistake is that you're gonna blow out your forearms by holding deep like that. Because if you even try it, you can try this at home. If you pick up a dumbbell, kettlebell, whatever, and pick up something that's quite heavy, you're holding it like this, eventually it's just gonna slide down, right, because of gravity. So if you can start out actually by having your fingers actually hold that weight, it's nice because now look at this. Your wrist is in neutral alignment. It's not in flexion like such, right? And it's also down on the fingers. So you're able to bypass this flesh, right? The meat of your palm, you're able to bypass it. And now you can also bring the thumb over, and you can take your thumb and reinforce the grip by pressing down on either your index finger or your middle finger. And some people don't know that when beginning, because this creates a little lock, and just with the weight of the bell, as you're going through the movement and you start to swing, just having that lock in with the thumb really helps. Whether you go thumb back, right, in the swing, whether you go thumb back, whether you're neutral, or if you're thumb side up, right, radius side up, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you have a nice healthy grip, and you can go for a long time keeping a nice neutral wrist without blowing the forearm out, without risking all that digging and re-gripping where you can tear your palm open. Then you're gonna miss out on training. So if you start with that nice healthy position, you're not gonna blow your forearm out as much, and you're also gonna be able to just get better work in and recover quicker, and you don't have to wait for the rawness of sore areas to heal up to get back to your training. So that's where I would start with hand position. All right, so if you're sharing a new exercise, you're sharing a kettlebell swing with a new client, or even a client you've been working with for a while, you always want to kind of start with a couple of things first, right? So instead of throwing out 5 or 6 or 7 important cues, you kind of start with the most important ones. And the ones we like to start with are usually involved with safety, right? Okay, so the timing of the movement, body position, keeping the back safe, and other details like breathing and so on, those things can come later, but safety first and kind of gross movement first, I think, is most important. So with a swing, And the same is going to go for a 2-arm swing or a 1-arm swing. I'm going to demonstrate the 1-arm swing because it's so nice because we're allowed transverse rotation, right? So instead of just kind of being stuck in a sagittal plane, wow, now we have this nice transverse rotation, and it's a very comprehensive exercise. But you can start them out with a very lightweight so that they understand what they're supposed to do. One of the main things in a swing is that the student realizes creasing at the hip or being able to actually fold over at the hip here is very, very important, because this exercise, the swing, even though the arm is moving up and down, the kettlebell is moving up and down, it's actually coming from our trunk and our glutes, our lower body. That's the driver. The arm in a proper and a healthy swing is truly just coming along for the ride. So it's more like a rope, right? Like you just swing a rope around, rope's gonna come along for the ride, but the rope is not lifting itself. So if you can imagine your arm in the same fashion, you're on the right track. Now, with the flexion of the hip, I'm gonna go ahead and just do a few reps here and show you the way I would work with a new student who's going to learn the exercise. So I'd have them stand over the bell, and I'd have them come down with a straight back, okay, and stand up nice and tall, okay. And the position here, don't want you to tell them what to do position wise with the wrist, because bio-individuality, right? Always remember that some people are going to feel better in certain positions than others. So it's a detail that comes later if you want to adjust that, right? So most important things first. So standing nice and tall, arm is a rope. Or when we teach courses, I like to say, imagine that you've been shot in the shoulder with a tranquilizer dart, like massive dart, like one for a freaking rhinoceros, right? Okay, boom. So now it's a rope, and you're actually going to lead the movement by flexing the hip and then extending. Flexion, extension, flexion, extension. The free arm just kind of comes along for the ride. And you're going to see this in the beginning. You're going to see a lot of this, and you're also going to see a lot of this, where they squat straight down and try to swing the bell up, right? Squat straight down and swing it up. Not that that's the worst thing in the world, but our objective is to get the kettlebell to go out in front of us. So where's the opposite of out in front? Behind us, right? So we want to get that bell behind us, through the legs behind us. So we call it a backswing, reach, and stand high. But you want to keep the kettlebell in a position that's, we keep it high and dry, right? Don't let it hit the water. In other words, don't come down, and then swing. High and dry. Then the other thing is patience. We want to wait for the bell to fall and pass what I like to call the tripwire, which is right around your belt line, or your waistband. That's a tripwire. So you're standing tall, kettlebell's out in front of you, it's falling down. Patiently wait for it. Wait for the arm to come down, click, it's gonna pass that tripwire right around the waistband. Then at that point, that's when we flex at the hip and then extend back up. So waiting patiently for the bell to fall. Mind you, I'm not lowering it, so I'm not lowering it with the deltoid, because that can hurt them, right? And they'll get super tired. But I just let it fall, and then I wait. But notice I'm high and dry, so from the front, you can see that there's not a big gap in between my arm and my upper thigh, my inner thigh. It's high and dry. And we're using the glutes, the legs, and the trunk to flex and then extend. And you can see the arm just comes along for the ride. Doing it this way, you're going to protect your back because of the timing, we don't get pulled forward. Some people make a mistake where they literally move with the bell. This is really horrible. Don't try this at home. But now we use the patience. So you can see, I'm using my patience and waiting, so when it comes down, bam, tripwire, load the glutes, go into flexion. Then it's this nice relationship, back and front. Imagine a slingshot or a bow and arrow. You want to hit your target that's out in front of you. You're not going to pull the slingshot down, right? You're going to pull it back. So back swing, front swing.